Welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review. Highlights, features, and analysis with head coach Connell Maynor. Brought to you by Protective Life, Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, and University Kia.
Good evening and welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. I'm your host, Ted Dixie. Same things that make you laugh are the same things that make you cry. The 81st Magic City Classic has come and gone, and Coach, we didn't end up on the right side of the scoreboard.
No, we didn't. We gave a valiant effort. Guys never quit. And at the end of the day, they made one more play than we did, and they was victorious. So we got to take a hats off to them. Congratulate Coach Eddie Robertson on his first Classic win. And his kids never quit. They was down for most of the game, and they just kept fighting, got back in the game, tied it up. Then they took the lead and was able to be victorious. So congratulations to those guys.
Coach, it's the first Magic City Classic that you have lost. Now it's a rivalry. How does that make you feel?
I don't feel well. We want to win them all. We want to always win our next game and try to win them all. And we gave a valiant effort, like I said. I'm not disappointed in the effort that our guys gave. We was one play away, man. We got to the 9-yard line and called a play we thought would be there, and we think it was there. We just didn't execute it. The throw was a little high, kind of took CJ off balance and wasn't able to keep his feet. We think if he was able to keep his feet, we had the outside receiver blocking their corner, so he would have made it just take it right around the corner and score. And, of course, we kicked the extra point and win overtime again. So, it was a valiant effort. They came out on top. We won 4 in a row, and they got one. So now we got to get it back next year. We don't want them going on any streak, so we got to get the win back next year and get it back turned around.
Now, even talking about getting it back turned around, Coach, you still have Mississippi Valley State this week, and then Jackson State after that. Games like this sometimes fortify a team's effort, if you will, or their concentration or focus on what has to happen.
Yeah, well, we take them one at a time regardless. Win that game last night or lose that game last night. We got a short week this week, Thursday night on ESPNU against Mississippi Valley. So we got to get going today. Watch this tape real quick, not as much as we would normally. And then we got to get on Valley because we got to practice tomorrow and Tuesday. We travel Wednesday, we play Thursday. So the guys will be focused. We understand we can't live off last week's performance, good or bad. If we won the game, we got to put it behind us and get going. If we lose the game, you got to put it behind us and get going. You just got to learn from those mistakes, try not to make those again, and get better each week, and that's what we got to do this week.
A cautionary tale in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, the most competitive conference in the football championship subdivision. Schools will always be in the lead in the Eastern or Western Division, Coach, but there's a game that they will lose more than likely. So how about your focus going forward? You can't say that you've been eliminated from the championship race.
No, we haven't officially been eliminated, but we just made it tough on ourselves. We got 2 losses. State got 2 losses. FAM got 1, and Jackson don't have any. So we need Jackson to lose twice. We need FAM to lose again. And then now you got a 4-way tie. And so that's going to have the commissioner scratching his head if that happens. But all we can do now is win out. And we need a lot more help than we did before. Before we won out, we just need a little bit of help. Now we need a lot of help. So we just got to take care of what we can take care of, and that's win this week and get on down the street.
One of the things about the game yesterday, Coach, you look at the statistics. The Bulldogs had probably the best defensive performance of the season.
I would say so. They had a good performance stat-wise, but at the end of the day, 24 points. We give up 24 points. And one of them offense, we were the punt team on the muff punt, gave them a short field, and we got them to 3rd down. We got a roughing the passer. We got them 3rd down again. We got a pass interference. So, at the end of the day, the defense played good, but then on the 2 3rd downs, we got big penalties, which would have been huge to hold them to a field goal opportunity there. Nobody's to say if he was going to make a miss, but just to make them attempt the field goal there would have been great defensive play. And we kind of been doing that all year, where we play good, and it looks like we're playing better than what we're playing, but at the end of the day, they're getting too many points. And again, that's what happened last night. 14-3 at halftime. They scored 21 points in the second half to beat us 24-17, and we only scored 3. So, on the outside looking in, it looking like the defense is playing a lot better than what they really are. But we got to play better, because at the end of the day, what it boils down to is how many points you put up. And they put up 24. And I think that's the second most they scored all year. So in my eyes, no, the defense didn't play well enough, because that team only scored over 24 points once this year. And then they scored it on us. So no, the defense didn't play well enough.
Talk about the physicality of the ball game, Coach.
It was a physical game. It was a physical game. We knew that. We knew it was going to be a physical game. It's the Magic City Classic. It's Alabama State versus Alabama A&M. It's always going to be a physical game. You throw the records out.
Yes, sir.
Those guys, we don't like those guys for 3 hours. They don't like us for 3 hours. And it's going to always be a dogfight.
And, of course, the Bulldogs coming in on the short end of the stick on this one. When we come back, you'll have a chance to look at those first half highlights right here on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
Parker is 29 and learning to communicate again. The students teaching him earn a degree with 100% job placement. But the real reward is changing a life. At Alabama A&M, it's a university where agencies actually go to recruit compassionate students who help themselves by helping others. Service is sovereignty at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Bulldog fans, the Alabama A&M Athletics Department is calling on you to help our student athletes. The Bulldog Strong Fund focuses on our student athletes by encouraging competition. During this global pandemic, competitive excellence takes on a new definition for our Bulldogs. This fund enhances our efforts to ensure our athletic department can service each team to become a prominent national competitor in all aspects of NCAA Division I athletics. Donation to the Bulldog Strong Fund will be used to cover student athletic scholarships, supporting recruiting efforts, and creating additional health and wellness initiatives. We're under tough and challenging times, but with your support, the Bulldog Strong Fund will thrive. Donations of all sizes make a huge difference and are greatly appreciated. Visit amusports.com to learn more about the Bulldog Strong Fund and how you can donate now. Thank you in advance for your continued support of Alabama A&M Athletics and our student athletes. Go Bulldogs!
Don't get hit hard by low trade offers.
Get up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade at University Kia. Check out our large selection of new Kias. University Kia proudly supports Alabama A&M University football. Go Bulldogs!
Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, a church with a big heart of love. Located at 315 Winchester Road in Huntsville, Alabama. Under the leadership of Dr. O. Wendell Davis. The worship services begin at 7:45 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. every Sunday. Now, we pray that you are blessed by our worship experience.
Hello, I'm Pastor Troy. The game of football is a lot like the game of life. You have to tackle your problems and block your fears. I just want you to know there is victory in Jesus. I want to invite you to worship with us at one of our anointed services at our Huntsville campus or our Madison campus. At the Fellowship of Faith, Jesus is exalted and the word is explained. We love Alabama A&M. Go Bulldogs!
Companies hunger for our food scientists. Here, a new generation manages our cities of tomorrow. The discovery of hardier plants, healthier animals, is growing at our research station, Alabama A&M University, where new designs and ideas are put to the test. Be a researcher in our labs, or a forestry fire dog in our fields. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere. Darryl brings new energy to the power plant. Julian's accounting is by the numbers. They're student interns from the College of Business and Public Affairs at Alabama A&M University, where marketing class connects with the community and companies come to recruit. So while Kyle strengthens his managerial skills, he's earning a business degree and experience at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Thank you for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. I'm your host, Ted Dixie. The 81st Magic City Classic has come and gone. Beautiful performance by the marching maroon and white. And yes, we'll give a big shout to Alabama State as well. Coach, I mentioned earlier, both teams have to win for it to be a rivalry. Now we can say it's back to being a rivalry.
I guess so. That's what some people say, it has to be competitive to be a rivalry. But at the end of the day, it's the Magic City Classic, man. It's the 81st one. It's Alabama State versus Alabama A&M. That's your rivalry right there. It's going to be a rivalry. If we'd have won this week, last night, it'd still have been a rivalry next year. It'd still been 60,000 there inside, 40,000 outside. So I got to disagree with the people that say it has to be competitive to be a rivalry when you talk about the Magic City Classic.
The Thanksgiving dinner table will be quite interesting this year. Coach, you played 2 quarterbacks yesterday, 2 running backs. Some could say that your roster has changed mid-season, but some would also say you're getting ready for next season.
Well, we're going to play them one game at a time, And if you got young guys that's playing now, that's only going to help you in the future. More games, more experience, more reps they get, the better they're going to become. So the young guys that's playing, it's helping us now, benefiting us now, but it's also going to benefit us if they're going to be here in the future. And, we're going to play the best guy, So those guys is getting that experience, playing time, that's only going to help us. But at the end of the day, we're going to recruit other guys. We're going to bring people in. And if those guys are the best that we got now, they'll play. If not, the new guys are the best, they'll play. So it's a win-win situation.
We saw you coach as much during a football game, coach, as I can ever remember in your 4 years of being here. Tell us about the discipline or some of the challenges you might have had in the ball game since it is a rivalry.
Well, it's, again, the McDonald's Magic City Classic, presented by Coca-Cola. It's the 81st one. It's Alabama State versus Alabama A&M. And the emotions just fly. The guys are pumped up, and they're excited. And sometimes the emotions get the best of them. And that's what we try to avoid. Just stay focused on the game. Treat it like it's another game. Because at the end of the day, it is. And just play one play at a time. Don't get in this pushing match and up in people's face. Just stay focused on the play. Play for 60 minutes, for 3 or 4 seconds at a time, and play one play and then play another play. And we had some situations last night where we was pushing and shoving, and they were swinging after the play and doing things like that. And it's just natural for our guys to react.
Hard to sit there and take it.
Yeah, and so we had a couple situations where our guys did some stuff they weren't supposed to do. And that's when I'm not about that, and that's not going to happen. So you're going to do it my way, you're not going to be here.
And, of course, the Bulldogs, looking for a rushing attack in the ball game, you gave them a steady dose of that in the first half.
Yeah, we did. We was, the first half went fast. The first quarter flew by.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Both teams was running the ball, got a couple first downs, and first quarter just flew by. Then the second quarter, we was able to settle in after being down 3-0 and get a touchdown. Isaiah Cox made a great catch in the end zone on the slant.
Yes,
Quincy Casey made a great throw, and we took the lead. And then they came out, and Jamal Irby made a great individual play. Or they trying to throw a swing route. He tipped the ball up in the air to himself, intercepted and ran in for a touchdown.
Tip drill.
Bulldogs up 14-3. We riding high, and that's the way we went in the halftime, up 14-3. And we came out, and I won't say flat, but I give credit to Alabama State's defense. Yeah, they got a good defense, and they smacked us in the mouth. They allowed us to do the things we was doing in the first half. I think the first 3 possessions of the third quarter, we went 3 and out. And you can't do that. You got to continue doing the things that you was doing in the first half. It was almost like they felt the sense of urgency to say, hey, we got to stop these guys. Then give our offense a chance to get back in the game. And that's what they did. Instead of us saying, hey, okay, it's 0-0. We got to go back out and score 14 more points and keep doing what we was doing. And our defense, hey, we gave up 3 points, just 1 field goal. We got to do the same thing in the second half. Instead, we come out, we give up 21 points. Offense only scored 3 points, 24-17, Alabama State.
Of course, Coach, now coming into this week, Mississippi Valley State, it's a short week like you said. You only get 2 days of practice. You're kind of looking at the schedulers like, what is this about?
Yeah, well, they get the decision to move their game from a Saturday to a Thursday night national TV game.
Yes.
So we're going to get some exposure. But we have to agree on it, and we did. And so we got a short week to get ready to go up to
Mississippi.
And play Valley, which a lot of people don't like to make that trip, but you have to do it.
That's right.
And you got to stay focused because you can easily get lulled to sleep going up there. It's not normally a big crowd and there's nothing around, and so you just got to stay focused on doing our job, what we got to do, so we got to be prepared for that. But on the other hand, we got a little bit of advantage because we get an extra 2 days to prepare for Jackson State. So you got its pros and has its cons. We got to just deal with it.
And of course, you don't want to get softened up. So you would rather, in my mind, you would rather just play very basic, very vanilla football, but just get out there with the victory.
Well, we got to do what we got to do to win. It's week 8, week 9 right now.
Okay.
Every team that you play right now gonna know what you're doing. We're gonna know what they're doing. We got 8 games of film on them. They got 8 games of film on us. You can't reinvent the wheel. You got to go out and execute. They gonna know what we're doing. We know what they're doing. We know what they're gonna try to run. We got to stop them. They got to stop us. So just got to go out and play football.
The challenge that you see in front of you this week would be what? What's the major challenge?
Just getting prepared on the short week. Putting this game behind us. It was a big game emotionally.
Yeah, the hangover is real.
Yeah, and so we got to put that behind us and understand that what we talk about every week. You can't live off last week's performance. You can't live off the first quarter performance. You can't live off the first half performance. We tried to do that yesterday. It didn't work. We was up 14-3. We can't worry about what happened in the first half. We got to play the second half. We didn't play the second half. We got beat. We can't worry about this week game, win or lose. We got to play next week. So we got to play Thursday night. We got to get ready to go for Thursday night. We got to put this behind us. It's over with. Get focused on Valley, what they're doing, what we got to do to beat them.
And of course, you'll be able to see that right here in the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, a church with a big heart of love. Located at 315 Winchester Road in Huntsville, Alabama. Under the leadership of Dr. O. Wendell Davis. The worship services begin at 7:45 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. every Sunday. Now, we pray that you are blessed by our worship experience.
Companies hunger for our food scientists. Here, a new generation manages our cities of tomorrow. The discovery of hardier plants, healthier animals, is growing at our research station, Alabama A&M University, where new designs and ideas are put to the test. Be a researcher in our labs, or a forestry fire dog in our fields. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere. Darrow brings new energy to the power plant. Julian's accounting is by the numbers. They're student interns from the College of Business and Public Affairs at Alabama A&M University, where marketing class connects with the community and companies come to recruit. So while Kyle strengthens his managerial skills, he's earning a business degree and experience at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
In golf, if you make a mistake, there is a mulligan. Well, in God, if you make a mistake, there is mercy. Aren't you glad God has mercy for your mistakes? Hello, I am PT, Pastor Troy. I want to invite you to come and worship with us at the Fellowship of Faith, where Jesus is exalted and the Word is explained. We love Alabama A&M. Go Bulldogs.
Engineering and science usually look like this, but our students build race cars from the ground up, explore wind tunnels, particle accelerators, and crystal growth. Our studies in cybersecurity and rocket propulsion have tech companies like Google and SpaceX recruiting at Alabama A&M University, with one of the highest percentages of women STEM graduates in the country. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Again, thank you for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. I'm your host, Ted Dixie. Coach, the second half highlights show, as you mentioned earlier in the show, no quitting the Bulldogs. Got a few big play mistakes, but still at the end of the game, you gave yourself a chance to win.
Yeah, our team didn't quit. We showed some intentional fortitude, kept fighting. The momentum switched on the muff punt and gave them a short field. They got a touchdown. Then they got another touchdown. So now they up 3. And we got a drive going. Got deep in their territory, got stalled out. And so we had a kicker. I don't know how long the field goal was, probably about 40.
I believe it was 38 yards, Victor Barpos.
Yeah, about 38 yards, and it was a huge field goal. I think it was 6 minutes left in the game, something like that. And Victor nailed it, man, right down the middle, tie the game up.
Yeah, you're not
we right back
for a
in
kicker,
it.
that's for sure.
Right, we right back in it, and looking good. Now we got to go out and get a stop. And we had it. We was 3rd down and 16, 18. They was backed up. We get a stop right there. They punt us. Got the ball in midfield. We get a field goal or a touchdown and win the football game, and we blow a coverage, and they get a first down. And not only did they get the first down, they go down and score a touchdown. And so now our backs are really against the ball. It's 2 minutes left in the football game, and we got the ball. We got to go down and score. So we go on a 2-minute offense with our 5 wide receivers, and Quincy Casey makes some throws and get us right down the field and win position. And one thing that hurt us was he ran the ball on the first play instead of just throwing it away, and it cost us 20-something sacks. I had to burn a timeout right there, timeout that we needed, where if you're only going to get 2 yards running the ball, you just got to flick that out of bounds.
Right.
And so then the next time was a little bit later in the drive on a called quarterback draw. Right before the sticks, he slides down, and once you start to slide, they mark the ball where you start to slide. And so now he's a yard short, and we got to burn another timeout. Instead of going ahead and getting the first down and slide, or go head first, we get the first down, the clock stop while we move the chains, we can spike the ball, or we can get a play call. And so we had to burn 2 timeouts. It was crucial because, as you can see, we needed that timeout at the end of the football game. So, we practice that every Thursday. 2-minute drill. We run 2 of them, at least 2 of them every Thursday. It's something that we practice every day. And you can tell we practice every day as we move the ball right down the field.
Absolutely.
But we made 2 crucial mistakes, and where we had to burn timeouts. And it cost us at the end because we didn't have the timeouts. But again, we got to the 9-yard line. We got a play called, a good play. If we executed, we scored a touchdown. Unfortunately, he caught the ball and fell down, lost his footing. And once he done that, it's 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. We don't have a timeout. We can't get back to the line to spike it. Ball game is over. And we lose the Magic City Classic. So, again, it was a great effort. Our guys didn't quit. They stopped us. We were trying to score. And they won the game.
My mama, or my second mama, Ms. Eulistine Muse, happy birthday, mama. She's going to want to know, as a lifelong educator, how do you coach or how do you teach situational awareness in a football game?
You practice it. We do 2-minute drills. We do it with 2 minutes left, just exactly what was on the clock, with 2 timeouts. Every time we practice it, we do it 2 minutes with 2 timeouts. We had 2 minutes, 2 timeouts. Okay, then we would do another drive, and we go minute 15, 1 timeout, we're down 2. So now we only need a field goal. We'll do 1 drive where we need a touchdown, we'll do 1 drive where we need a field goal. We'll lessen the time with a field goal, 1 less timeout with a field goal, and we practice those situations. And you learn from those situations. You go over them, okay, right here we should have did this. We should just clock the ball right here, okay? When we talk about situations, okay, if the ball is in bounds, and which I told those guys, and that's why we went up and clocked it. Because on 4th down, I said, after we get the first down and we don't score, we got to clock the ball. We don't have any timeouts. And so that's why we ran up and we clocked the ball. Now, I think it was 11 seconds when they stopped the clock. And after we clocked it, it was 8 seconds. That shouldn't be. It should be 10. Because as soon as that official moved, we should have been there and got the ball snapped and clocked it. So we lost 3 seconds there, well, at least 2 seconds. So we're going to evaluate that, and we're going to get it cleaned up, and we're going to learn from it. And because, 2-minute warnings, 2-minute drills, I tell the guys, the ball game is on the line. And unless it's before the half, at the end of the game, the ball game is on the line. We have to execute. We have to move fast. We have to get set. And when we did clock it, as you can see, the receivers was all bunched right at the line of scrimmage. They didn't run out wide. We don't want to run out wide. Just get where you're supposed to be. So if you're supposed to be on the line of scrimmage, just get on the line. If you're off, just get off. You can all be in the backfield. You don't have to run way out there. So we did that part. The receiver stopped right there. The quarterback got it, said it. But for some reason, I think the clock started a little quicker than it's supposed to. I don't know. I have to watch it and see. But for the most part, we executed at a high level during that drill and put ourselves in position, because we could have took a shot at the end zone twice with 9 seconds.
Right.
But the way they was playing, they gave us the quick out, and we just blocked this guy, because all 3 of those guys on the outside was in the end zone, 2-3 yards in the end zone.
Right.
So these 2 guys from the middle that was in the end zone couldn't get to the sideline and make this play. We was gonna block one corner over here with our receiver. Now he run a quick out, catch it, turn up. Those guys can't get there. He's at the pylon. He dives in for the touchdown. We had a perfect play call. We just didn't execute it. So at the end of the day, it's all about execution. You have to execute, and we didn't do it for the last play.
The next game up, Mississippi Valley State. The kickoff time is not on the schedule just yet, Coach. Have they updated that?
7:30.
7:30 kickoff is a late game. It means late getting back after that. But the real question is, Coach Dancy has been real closey, if you will, with Coach Sanders at Jackson. There's a conspiracy theory in this question. Do you think they might try to soften you up for the following week?
Oh, no. Dancy is a Jackson State grad, but Dancy is worried about Mississippi Valley, and he's trying to win another football game. Okay, he's been playing hard. His team's been playing hard. He hasn't been getting the wins he's been looking for, and they would like more than to beat us. Not to beat us up for Jackson. He can care less about that. He want to beat us up so he can get a win. Not about Jackson. So Dancy's gonna have his guys ready, and they're gonna play hard for 60 minutes like they always do, and they're gonna try to get a W at home. And we're going on the road to try to get a W. It's hard to get W's. It's even harder to get them on the road. Yes. So we got to be focused, got to be ready, got to put some bumps and bruises, get in that training room, put some tape on our injuries, and be ready to go Thursday night.
That's a good word to end the show this week. Thank you so much for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
Bulldog fans, thank you for joining us today for the Alabama A&M University Football Review. Bulldog faithful, we encourage your support and participation. Until next time, go Bulldogs!